Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit sore. I've got a lump in my throat. This is a video I didn't really want to make. I didn't ever expect to be making, especially not right now. I kind of plan on taking the end of the year off. No videos except for a couple of things that might be coming out, but they're pre-recorded and I'm not going to plug anything from the future right now because last night around 1 or 2 in the morning on was the 27th of December, but I suppose Boxing Night I guess you'd call it, I went on to Twitter. It was just a normal night. It was sat in the living room on the couch, went on to Twitter, and I saw the news that Brodie Lee of AEW and the Dark Order, formerly known as Luke Harper from WWE, passed away at the age of 41. And it really hit me. It really hit me hard. And I understand that I'm just a fan. I never met the guy. I never knew the guy. I'm not trying to say I'm grieving or I'm mourning, because his wife and his children and his friends and his family all met this man and knew him. And obviously I'm not feeling something comparable to what they are, but 2020's been a rough year for everyone. I think everyone's been in a weird spot where we've lost jobs, or the lockdown and COVID and the everything has got to everyone in a bunch of different ways, and I myself am definitely in that category. I've been going through a lot mentally this year. I've not been in the best place a lot of times. But one thing this year that really helped was pro wrestling. The same it does every year. If you know me, my mental health sometimes is not the best. And wrestling always helps. I always just be like, I might be a bit sad, but fuck it, we've got, it's like an NXT takeover tonight. But, this year I think, All Elite Wrestling really stepped up. And a big part of that was the introduction of Mr Brodie Lee. I think back to what he did this year, and I think, for me, my wrestler of the year, I was having this kind of conversation. I was maybe going to do a podcast for my college website with my friends, and I was kind of thinking about who I would pick as my wrestler of the year. And it came down to two people, and it came down to Brodie Lee and Jon Moxley. And the reason for that is, I just think to the stuff that Brodie has done, or done this year, when he showed up and killed Christopher Daniels on Dynamite the first time, maybe no fans, which meant to be in his hometown. Then I think to all the stuff he did with Jon Moxley and the stealing the belt, and then the absolute war they had at Double or Nothing. Then I think to when he won the TNT Championship off of Cody by destroying him in about 4 minutes. The big hero of this company. I guess you could say the Hulk Hogan of AEW, was ragdolled and thrown around and made to look like I had stepped in the ring with Mike Tyson. And I felt a way watching that match I haven't felt about wrestling since I found out, the secret that it's not real and all that stuff. I think, I felt a way watching that I haven't really felt since then. When I think about his match with Cody, the rematch, the dog collar match, where he took a package pile driver off the apron through a table on an advert break. It sucks. It really fucking sucks. Because he was, an athlete, a guy in the prime of his career, ready to, take over the world. He had aspirations of going to Japan. He mentioned on almost every podcast he was on, and at 41 he was tragically cut down. We don't know anything. We know that his wife said it was a non-COVID related lung issue. He'd been off TV for a while. And it's so horrible to hear this. It's horrible. But one thing though I do want to be positive with this is as, I don't want to, put this out and just be negative and sad. You look at social media today and last night and probably for the next week, you will see the outpouring of love from his colleagues. People he wrestled on the independents back in the day, or people he wrestled in WWE, or people he wrestled in AEW. Everyone has the same story, the same profile of this man that was beloved by everyone he met. Everyone he met said that he was just this nice, warm, loving individual. A stark contrast to most of his characters. And just a guy who loved his family. That's the other thing about his banners. If you've ever seen this, they were on an international tour in China. He was doing a meet and greet in like a mall in China. There's a big banner of his face like hanging off like a balcony. And he took a photo of it for his Instagram. And he was like, hey look, there's me on this thing. And then he tried to take a selfie with it, but like the glare got in the way, fucked the photo. And then I think he just took it home. I think he got it, and he took the actual physical 10-foot banner home to America. It sucks. I this year got a DVD from WrestleCrate of the best of Brodie Lee. I'm going to be watching that today. I don't really know what to say, but I feel like I want to say something. Personally, my personal experience with him is I was kind of in and out of wrestling when I moved to Ireland. I moved to Ireland in 2012. I went into, we didn't have Sky Sports anymore when we moved there. So I kind of became a bit of a TNA purist. Only watched TNA because it was the only wrestling I could watch. And for a while I was telling myself, I don't like wrestling. But, I'll watch the Royal Rumble and I'll watch WrestleMania. And, I hate wrestling now, I don't like it. But, EC3's still not been beat. And I want to see him get beat. And I keep going back. And when I started getting back into wrestling properly in summer 2015, I just remember the way Twitter would talk about Luke Harper. And I had missed the Intercontinental Championship stuff. But when I got... And I loved watching him. I remember watching WrestleMania in that big, WrestleMania 31 in that big ladder match. I thought it was great. I remember I got the network and I went back and watched his match with Ziggler, and I watched a lot of stuff he did with the IC title and the stuff that the Wyatt family did with the Shield, and I just immediately fell in love. And then I remember 2017 when the rumour and innuendo was that the main event at WrestleMania was going to be a 4-way elimination style match for the WWE Championship with because it was that story when Randy joined the Wyatts and Luke Harper didn't trust them, and AJ then was going to go to WrestleMania because Randy relinquished his hold on the title shot because he was still in the Wyatt family. And I remember everyone, the plans were at one point to be Luke Harper, Randy Orton, AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt in an elimination match in the main event of WrestleMania. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about the what ifs, but it still sucks that didn't happen. I think, you listen to him on these podcasts and you just hear about a guy who loved his family more than anything and was willing to put himself through more misery in WWE to collect money, to do nothing, and creatively waste away all to do right by his family. And it was his wife who gave him, the final push over the finish line to leave WWE and pursue other wrestling for other companies, which he did in All Elite Wrestling, and has been an absolute highlight of AEW for me personally, but almost every fan I've seen on Twitter. I don't really know how much I have left to say, so I think I'll wrap this up. Like I say, I'm not making this video to jump on a trend or look for views. I'm in my house alone. My flatmates are in Ireland for Christmas. I'm in my flat alone. I spent Christmas with my family and stuff, but I came back last night, so I'm in the flat alone. There's no one here, and I just wanted to talk about this man who I never met. I never got to meet, but has played such a huge part in my life these past few years. And for that reason, I want to say thank you to Mr Brodie Lee, to Luke Harper, to Huber Boy, to Jon Huber. I hope that wherever you are, that you find peace, and thank you for everything you gave to wrestling. So I guess I'll sign off with a Dark Order pose. God bless them.